Hey guys, good morning and welcome. We're into another week and I hope you have a great one. But we're changing themes right now and for a very good reason. I have recently just sent out little shout outs to different people and different families who have lost loved ones. And over the course of the last few weeks, we have lost significantly around the world some remarkably beautiful people. And the reason that they are beautiful, and I find, is that they epitomized a particular style of living. And when I think of the likes of Charles Stanley, and I didn't know him personally, but I just have seen the evidence of his life and heard people talk. When I think about John Greggs and the beauty of his life, and Yoppie Jackson, the beauty of his life. And now this week we just celebrate the passing of Doug Chonstad, another 90-year-old saint of God. And as I look at these four amazing men all passing away into their 90s, I say, I wonder what the next generation is going to look like. I wonder where the next Yoppie Jacksons are going to come from. Where are the next Doug Chonstads going to come from? And the next John Greggses, are they out there? Because those men epitomize the beauty of a style of life that is not popular today. Jesus put his finger on it when he spoke about the beauty of the Beatitudes. And he chose evidences of what real Christian living looks like. And he put it under the covering of one thing: happiness. Blessedness, in the words that you will read in the passage. But blessed are those who live this particular lifestyle. Now I would encourage you to go and read Matthew chapter 5. And you'll see the 9 evidences of people who live according to a beatitude-filled life. And those 4 men I mentioned, I think pretty much, although I didn't live with them all the time, they pretty much to me evidence such beautiful qualities. And so, in light of the next generation that is coming up and the next one after that, let's talk about what being happy means. Let's talk about leaving a great legacy behind as we learn and understand in our heads anyway what a lifestyle of beauty through the Beatitudes looks like. Now, Jesus preached this sermon. It was his first sermon, I'm told, and probably his most powerful and probably the best sermon that's ever been preached. And I've heard some good ones. But Jesus' sermon on the lifestyle of what true Christianity looks like tops the list completely. So we're going to take probably 8 or 9 weeks in order to get through this list of criteria, or characteristics rather, of what the Beatitudes looks like. Now, it addresses the universal search of man. That is the need for finding happiness. If you read Ecclesiastes, you see Solomon on his journey trying to find happiness. And he looks in the craziest of places. He looks into the bar and he sees the guys apparently looking happy. They weren't happy at all. So he searches it for happiness in sex and prestige and popularity and power and all of those things, and finds out at the end of the day that happiness is kind of elusive. It looks like it's there. It's like a mirage. It promises so much at first appearance, but a mirage is just fake. It delivers nothing. And so Solomon is the beginning of our journey on how to find this thing called happiness. It's the universal search of man. Happiness depends, I'll tell you straight away, not on doing anything. If that would be the case, then Solomon surely would have been very happy because he did a lot of stuff. He had the means of what to do it. He had the personality and the power and everything to do a lot of stuff, but doing was not cutting it for him. Jesus points out that the Beatitudes is not about doing stuff, it's about being stuff. That's why I guess in a philosophical kind of way we call about the Beatitudes. These are the attitudes of people who be stuff. It's an attitude of character. It's not an attitude, or it's not a way of life of anything else other than epitomizing a picture of who Jesus is. Now some say, if you want to be a Christian, then you must live according to the Beatitudes. Let me put you to rest. You're never going to cut that. You'll never do it. That's putting the cart before the horse. In order for us to do the Beatitudes, we've got to be a believer before we start to live out these beautiful attitudes of Christ. So don't try and do this in your own energy. Don't try and do this as a self-help kind of a thing, because you're going to exhaust yourself, disappoint yourself, and at the end of the day, you're probably going to feel more guilty than you ever did before. The Beatitudes show us a few things. First of all, the Beatitudes show us what pleases God. That's an important thing. The Beatitudes shows us how best we should be living. It gives us the source of happiness. If we were to, as Christians, live out the Beatitudes, it would be the greatest evangelistic tool of the church. When Christians begin to behave and live like Christians, that has to be an incredibly redemptive tool. So I want to encourage you, if you would go and read the Beatitudes, Matthew chapter 5, and tomorrow we'll pick up on the first one. Blessed are those who are humble. Blessed are those who are sad over their sin. I can't wait to begin this journey with you. It's going to be awesome. I hope you can make it tomorrow. Bye-bye, people.